Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office, News Release. Shalimar, Florida, May 31, 2024. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office has terminated Deputy Eddie Duran following the completion of an administrative internal affairs investigation into the death of Roger Fortson on May 3, 2024. The administrative investigation determined the deputy's use of deadly force was not objectively reasonable and therefore violated agency policy. The objective facts as determined by the administrative investigation are: the former deputy was dispatched to an in-progress physical disturbance at an apartment complex located at 319 Racetrack Road Northwest. Dispatch records confirmed the location of the disturbance was reported to be taking place in Unit 1401. On arrival at the apartment complex to which he was dispatched to, the former deputy met with an employee of the apartment complex who identified Unit 1401 as the location of the disturbance and relayed to the former deputy that there had been recent unreported disturbances at or around the same apartment. The former deputy's interaction with the apartment complex's employee and all further actions were recorded by his body-worn camera. Upon arriving at the door to Unit 1401, the former deputy listened for sounds of any disturbance inside the apartment. Hearing none, the former deputy knocked without announcing and listened for a response. When describing what he heard, the former deputy said he heard something to the effect of, "It's the effing police." The former deputy knocked loudly 2 more times and announced, "Sheriff's Office," both of those times. The administrative investigation found that the former deputy knocked 3 times and announced his presence 2 times within approximately 40 seconds. When Mr. Fortson opened the door, the former deputy stated he saw Mr. Fortson holding a firearm in his right hand. The firearm was pointed at the ground sufficiently enough for the former deputy to clearly see the rear face of the rear sight. The former deputy confirmed Mr. Fortson did not physically resist him in any way, and the investigation concluded that Mr. Fortson did not point the gun in the former deputy's direction. The objective facts of the administrative investigation concluded that Mr. Fortson did not make any hostile attacking movements, and therefore the former deputy's use of deadly force was not objectively reasonable under OSCO's policy. This tragic incident should have never occurred, said Okaloosa County Sheriff Eric Aden. The objective facts do not support the use of deadly force as an appropriate response to Mr. Fortson's actions. Mr. Fortson did not commit any crime. By all accounts, he was an exceptional airman and individual. This case reinforces the concept of the threat triangle of ability, opportunity, and intent.
Sheriff's Office, open the door!
When the subject answered the door, he had the ability, he had a pistol in his hand, so he had the opportunity, and he was close enough to use the pistol, but there was no intent. The pistol was pointed towards the ground. There were no indications that the firearm was being moved towards the law enforcement officer. The subject did not make any threatening statements or any other physical movements that could be construed to be threatening. This case also reinforces Graham versus Connor that the officer's perceptions have to be objectively reasonable.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! Drop the gun! 312, shots fired. Suspect down.
Although the body-worn camera does not capture everything that the officer was observing, it does show that the officer did not have a reasonable fear of an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury.